Hey y'all, it's Christy from Teadoddles, and it's time to catch up on last month and see what I'm doing this month. So first, I'd like to say welcome new subscribers, welcome back subscribers. I'm happy to have you here with me and my maker shenanigans. I do like to do the sewing things, the yarny things, and the DIY things, so if you like to make things, you might like it here. Alright y'all, normally I do these on a Friday, and I had fully intended on doing this Friday, but other things came up, so I was not able to do that. And then Saturday, I did not do my next Saturday stitch, but I think I'll be okay missing one Saturday. We'll just continue on next Saturday. It was just the past 2 days have just been full. We'll just say that. How about that? I did want to share last in September, my goal was to work on cleaning my maker space, which I have made progress on. That's going to continue on into October, along with making some things. I am still making some things along the way, as I find little bits and piece projects that I can go ahead and make and move and all that stuff. I've resorted all of my yarn, and I have some more to put in the shop. Just got to get pictures. And I have made it through my scrap bins, and I have scrap bags to put in the shop too. Fabric. I haven't made it through my fabric shelves, which I just did those a little bit back, but what I want to do over here, especially my garment fabrics, I want to match them to patterns and see if there's anything else I want to get rid of beyond that, because sometimes I buy fabric and I'm like, oh, this is a really cool fabric, and I don't have any, I don't know what I'll make with it, let's put it that way. And I have a lot of yard fabrics where it's like, okay, I can make a t-shirt, but I don't want to just make t-shirts. So the last time I ordered from Fabric Mart, I matched my fabric to patterns I wanted to sew, but I realized once it came in that I forgot what patterns I had matched it to, because I didn't write it down. So I got to go back through it, but that's okay. So that's my goal, is that if I order more fabric, I need to order it for a pattern that I don't have fabric for, instead of just ordering fabric because I like it, because I would like to actually do something with it instead of it just piling up. Okay. So in October, I'm going to continue on, because I haven't made it all the way through, and it's still a little bit of a mess in here, and I need to make some bags for the shop. I do still have the gas leaks coming up, and I also pulled this off my shelf. This is a Dear Stella, I don't know, I'm trying to see without unfolding it too much, if I could see what the fabric line is. Doesn't really say, but I just think it kind of has a mystical quality to the fabric. This one's got some moths on it. This one actually does have some oddly shaped skulls. And this one's got some forest creatures, and then this, so these colors. So there'll be some mini maker bags of this. I don't know that I'm going to do a club again. I did it last month just to see how it would take off, and I sold like 2 of them, and I was like, I mean, I didn't make as many of them, but I made way more than 2. And it may have just been the theme. It was dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs. I think they're cool. I thought it was a cool fabric, but it didn't do very well, and I don't think I want to do that anymore. So I'll just put mini maker bags in there and to go along with whatever fabrics I pick in my different fabric bags. Something I did like that I did last month in the shop is that I used most of my scraps that were left over from cutting that fabric set to make new bags, and I was excited about that, because it has been a goal of mine that when I work with a fabric set to use the scraps. So that's why my scrap bins fill up so fast, because I do that and then I don't make the things I want to. So hopefully they won't fill up quite as fast this time, because I plan on using scraps to make bags or other things. All right, now as far as sewing this past month, that's the only sewing I did was for the shop. I didn't do, other than I hemmed a few shirts for somebody and I hemmed up a homecoming dress for somebody. So, but that's not really it is sewing, but that's just different. I do that occasionally for people I know, but I don't that's not something I really put out as a service because it's not something I want to be doing continually, hemming up people's clothes. It's just, I don't mind it, but I don't prefer that part of doing sewing for other people, I guess. So that's all about all the sewing I did this month, because I have been sorting fabric rather than sewing the fabric, and that's okay. Today it's a little after 5. I'm hoping when I wrap this up, I gotta clean off this table with the stuff I got set out here, and then I'm gonna get my pattern taped and cut out for the 2 patterns I want to do this month, and do a video over. And I'm gonna maybe I'll get started cutting out fabric for Gashley's. I don't know, that might have to wait. I was gonna cut grass today, but it was raining a little bit this morning. I decided not to, so I have to do that tomorrow. But it's not growing as fast as it was, so you know, that's okay. I also need to dye my hair, but that's I don't know. Like I said, the past 2 days I did not get done with what I thought I was going to get done with. So sometimes weekends go like that, and that's fine. And I have this coming week is the last week before our midterm at the college. So I'll be off for a couple of days for fall break. So maybe I can get some things caught up then that I hadn't been able to. And I'm also in the middle of planning and getting things ready for my parents' anniversary party at the end of the year. They will be married 50 years, so we're having a big anniversary party for them. And I was trying to get invitations done this weekend, and just had problem after problem after problem. And today I sat in there and I got them all done, and I got them all put in. I just got to go get some stamps and mail them. And I was like, that was so much easier than every time I had tried before. It just kept, something kept happening where I couldn't get them finished. It's just crazy, right? Sometimes you gotta know what, now is the right time to do something. Now, sometimes are not the right time to do something, but, and also this Friday I went to trivia night. There's a restaurant in town called Slammin' Sammy's. They make sandwiches and salads, and they have soups, and they use Cuban bread to make their sandwiches and stuff, and they do pressed sandwiches, and it's really good. It's in an old bank that was uptown, and they've started having bingo and trivia night. We went to bingo night Tuesday. Friday, I went with a few of my friends. We actually won trivia night. That was our first trivia night, but that's pretty cool. So we got a gift card to pay for our sandwiches next time. And then we went down to Real House Tavern and talked some more and had a few drinks, and it was just a fun night. Okay, I haven't gone out as much as I was. Last summer I went out a lot. I did a lot. I went to a lot of places. I did not do that this summer, mainly because I was in school. I'm still finishing up pre-calculus. I'm making it through, y'all, but I'll be so glad. I'll be so glad when I'm done with it. Anywho, that's just a little catch up on what I've been doing. And like I said, I haven't gone out as much. I've been trying to find things to do where I don't have to be out so late anymore. I don't like being out that late anymore. So it's just a matter of finding other stuff to do. Plus it's cooling off, and it's getting where I can go walk again. I'm about to start that up next week with my mom. So yeah, I'm glad it's cooled off, and we're making it through. And also we had the Hurricane Helene came through, which it did not wind up. We got a lot of rain off of it, but it didn't come across us. It went to I live more on the western side of Georgia, so because originally it looked like it was going to come right over the top of us. It did not, but I have some family and friends that were affected by that greatly, so I'm hoping they can get things back to somewhat normal as soon as possible with all of that. That's quite a mess, but I just got a lot of rain off of it. There was a lot of rain, I don't even know how many inches of rain we got, but there's a lot of rain. I didn't, otherwise it was okay where I was at. All right, so now let's get on to the making portion of this and what I have actually been making. I picked up this, I have some bags sitting around, or different things sitting around that are just kind of, they don't have a spot. So that's what I'm trying to work through first, is stuff that's not got a spot specifically to go. So it's not just sitting out. So this bag here it was full of squares and some random yarns and some stuff I started and didn't finish, that kind of thing. So I picked up some of this Red Heart with Love, and this is in a peacock color. And I had these balls of Bernat blanket. I know they're Bernat blanket because the first ball I used up had a tag in the middle of it. And this was from a bag of yarn that my neighbor, who has moved now, gave to me a long time ago. And so I decided to combine them to start making a blanket. And this is just I'm just doing double crochets is what I'm doing. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, that's the bottom. I'm just doing double crochets because the first ball was all white. You can see where I've started with the blue in. But I was like, okay, so that went really fast. The only other ball I have is this color, which is not really match that color. And I was like, well, I didn't really want to buy more yarn if I don't have to. So I got to dig in and I found some yarn that was originally I had it in the shop and I took it out because it was like one of those random lot listings, and they don't always sell as good as ones that have like several skeins of a certain kind of yarn. So I had this was in there. It was a velvet, because I have more of this Bernat velvet, but it has colors that go together, and I was gonna make a whole velvet blanket with that. But I had this one blue one because I got it on clearance, I think at Michael's or something like that. And I thought, well, this might be a good substitute. Like I can go from this one to this. It's not quite as thick as this, but I think they are both listed as a number 5 yarn. So hopefully it'll just work in there good. And then I had this Mary Maxim stuff that was in a kit or something. I made a bunny rabbit or something out of some of this, but I thought, well, I can go from that to this gray. And then I have a light pink, and then light pink to transition to this. And we'll just do that. It'll be almost like a sunset in the blanket. What do you think? That's my plan. We'll see how far I actually get, since I do have this bigger bit. So maybe I'll actually get at least a lap size blanket out of it. And I'm using this big plastic hook, which I can't, it goes fast, but I can't do but so much. It just makes my hand hurt holding this big plastic thing. So that is just a fun one to do and work on when I'm not want something I gotta think about too much, you know. And then the other thing, I got too much stuff going on with this, that I put out of this bag was, I had done these squares for one of the Moogly crochet alongs one time. And I really loved the way the colors went together, but I realized, because I had gotten this is Red Heart cactus flower. And I got it on clearance at Walmart, and I realized I couldn't find any more of it. I was like, great. So I was like, I can't make any. I had made 2 of them. Well, each block is different, but I made this one and this one. So I was like, what am I going to do with these squares? I really like them, but I'm obviously not going to make the rest of the squares to make a whole blanket because I don't have any more of that yarn that I love. So what I'm doing is I grabbed this. I had this big twist yarn. Dark teal is what it's in. So I started on this one, and I just made up this row. It's like single crochet and a row of bobbles, basically. And I have these big pillow forms I've been wanting to put on my couch, but I needed to make covers for them. So I'm going to use it to make a cover. So I'm going to go out to the width so that I can have about the same over here. But I'm going to go down one side and go back and forth, and then the other side. And it's going to be kind of like a log cabin type deal, like you do in quilting, but they do it in crochet sometimes too. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the same for the other one because I have 2 pillow forms. Now I'm gonna make fabric backs for it, and I'll line it with fabric. And so that's what I'm gonna do with that, and that will use up some of my squares, and it will match what I got going on in my living room. Now, as for what else is in this bag, I started a crochet along a while back that was plaid stuff. I decided I just didn't want to finish it, so I have several plaid squares that I've got to figure out. Actually, there's more in here. I have 4. I have 4. And then I have some squares where I did an Annie's crochet club for a little bit, and I decided it really wasn't worth what I was paying for it. Actually, I have 3 of those. And I have some random yarns and some other random stuff in here, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with all this stuff. And I'm thinking I might, I'm not sure. Does anybody have any idea what you can do with Afghan squares that you can't use? Or does anybody want these? They potentially could have some dog hair on them, just to be forewarned, because these are not things that I keep covered since I don't sell them in the shop. And I only have 1 dog hanging around now. That's been hanging around for a while. So if anybody has any ideas beyond making pillow covers and things, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. I gotta figure it out. So if y'all got ideas, let me know. All right, now I've also finished all of my squares with this yarn. I wove in all the ends and everything. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with it now. Another thing, I've got to go and I've got to really lay it out and see. So I have little bits of the yarn left. If I decide to do it diagonal, I can make the little half triangles. I don't know if I'm going to do it diagonal or not. I feel like I'm talking too fast, y'all. Let me take a sip of water and calm down. Just a little bit. Okay. So I gotta lay it out and see how big it is and what I could actually do with it, because I was planning on making some kind of cardigan wrap or something with it, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. So just gotta lay it out and play around with it and see exactly what I'm gonna do before I join them all together. But they're all done. There are, what are there? 4 of each color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. So there's 24 squares, but they're not super big. But hopefully I'll get that done this month, because they're just hanging out and I need to get them done. Then I had these like single skeins of stuff that were supposed to make something. Like I have this shawl and a ball fab. I'm planning on making the shawl out of this. And I have this, which is this fleece, Red Heart fleece hugs. And I had started working with it because you're supposed to be able to make that blanket with 1 ball. But y'all, you have to use such a big hook, and they're trying to do a chevron pattern with it. And this is like a stringy yarn with floof on it. And I just did not like working with it like that. It was annoying and I couldn't keep up with my stitches. So I thought I may take a skein of, I have some other random skeins of acrylic in here and mix with this and see what I can come up with. If I can follow the pattern like that, maybe, and we'll see how far it goes. But I just didn't enjoy working with this. So I was thinking, I'm going to bust this out and get it done, but no. So that one is on hold until I can figure out what I actually want to do. But like I said, this is one that was on top. I put on the top of my little buckets of yarn where I rearranged them, because it's something that I can do an actual project with 1 skein. So I'm going to do a shawl pattern with this. I think it has, does this have one on, or is this one on the website? I think this was on the website. But, and then the other thing I had, and I don't have the label with me, but it was a skein of this, it's from Line Brand, and it has this faux fur or faux chinchilla and acrylic, thicker acrylic all in 1 ball. and it had a hat pattern on the label. I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. I'll make a hat with it. Y'all, this is the stupidest looking hat. It does not look like that on the picture on the tag, and if I had it, I would show you. It looks like, because I've crocheted the whole thing. I just haven't tied off the top or woven my ends. Plus, this yarn comes apart like this if you ever get this yarn. And it looked like slouchy on the top, and you had the fur rim. I thought, oh, that'd be cool. But this does not. Maybe my head's just too big. I don't know. But it does feel kind of snug on my head. But if I put this on, this is what it does. And I was like, this looks so stupid. I don't like it. And even if you lay it over like that, I guess that's okay if I have this part tied off. I don't know. I just thought, who is gonna wear this? It's really too little for my head, because it won't come down over my ears. Which, if I wear a hat, it's usually because I'm trying to cover my ears some or something. I got enough hair. I don't usually need a hat too much. But yeah, I don't like it. It looks so weird, and that's why I haven't tied off the ends or anything, because I thought I may just undo this. But then I was like, what am I gonna make with it? Because it's joined. You can see right here where it changes, like it's just knotted right there. So it's not enough to really make something individually with the different parts. Maybe I'll look up and see if they got another pattern, because this one is not working for me. This is a weird looking hat to me. It just so I attempted to finish that. Technically, I kind of finished it. I'm like, I don't like that. So that's what I did crochet yarny wise. Knitting, I haven't picked that back up in a while. I so want to get back into it. I just gotta get in a mood. I think if I just pick it up and get a go, maybe if I attempt to finish that scarf or that shawl. I know the reason I don't want to finish that shawl is because it's got that 24/7 yarn in it, and I don't like it, and that's part of the reason. But I want to finish it because I've made it so far in it. I want to finish it. But all right, so I did do a little bit of DIY stuff. I did a little short the other day about this, and I've made some progress on it. This is a lid top, like that I've been drawing on with Sharpies. You can see that the lines in it were where I painted some bag straps or something. I had some fabric spray paint I had tried out. I don't like it as much as dyeing it, but let's see if you can zoom in on this. Zoom in on it. But I just did flowers, and for some reason I decided to do bubbles. I don't know why. I haven't colored in all the flowers. My Sharpie drew on this really well, but this, you can barely see it, but one of these was like a glittery silver that stuck on there, and going over it with the Sharpie was not good. But my intent was, I'm going to fill it in more and color it more. And I'm going to cut it out because I don't want this label in here. The box that this went to broke, so that's why I just got this lid. And it's been on my porch. Like I said, I've been using it to paint on, and it's just, that's just like, what can I do with this? So what I'm going to do with it after that, I don't know yet. It was just something to try to see, what can I do with this random thing that's sitting around that I don't need anymore. So that's where I got. But drawing on it was pretty easy. We'll see what I do with it once I get it finished. And hold on. Okay. That made the lighting on my camera dim, which I don't think I fixed it on y'all's end, but it fixed how I can see it. So the other thing I did, which this is really heavy, so I'm gonna try to hold it up, but I painted this the frame of this. This is an old picture. I got a bunch of these like super cheap at a 100-mile yard sale one time because they were big heavy frames, and I was like, I don't like the images in it because they're kind of outdated, and I just don't like them, but I can use these frames for things. These are really nice frames too. They have the papered in back and everything on them. They were decorator frames. So I've got a puzzle I put together over there that I'm going to put in this frame. So that's why I spray painted the edge. I'm going to go over it with some stuff to highlight the embossing, and then I'll take this out and I'll show y'all what it looks like in the end. I'm going to hang it on the wall. So that is something I did. Of course, I got blue spray paint all over me somehow. I keep finding speckles of blue spray paint on me, even though I've had a bath since I did that many times. I don't know. But you know, spray paint, unless you scrub it off, it doesn't really just come off. So those are some DIY projects I worked on. I have, like I said, I'm going to be clearing out stuff. And I showed you some things I'm going to be working on. I'm going to finish up that, and I'm going to finish up this this image here, and you'll see it. I'll show it on a video of some kind. I'm kind of looking around at stuff because I've been cleaning out stuff. So as I clean out stuff, I'll probably come up with more projects that I'm going to be working on. If you are in my Teadoddles Makers group, this evening I am going to be pulling a winner for the past 2 months for the stash down thing that I've been doing. But I think I'm going to have to not do that anymore for the rest of the year. And I know that I had just started it back up because I stopped it in the summer because I had to do all those courses and I did not have time. But I'm finding that I'm not having time now because of other things going on. Just a lot of things going on right now. Got to finish up the pre-calculus. I'm planning the anniversary party for my parents. Well, one of my cousins, we are planning it together, but there's still stuff we have to do for it. And then just finding time for everyday things and spending time with friends. You know, it's just a lot. So I think I'm going to have to put that on hold again. And hopefully I can start it up again at the beginning of the year and do it for a whole year without any breaks. But I am going to pick winners for the last 2 months because I said I would. And that'll be up this this evening. Because this video should go up by 7 is what I've been trying to schedule them for 7 when I do them. So I feel like there was something else I was going to tell y'all, and I can't think about what it is right now. This is getting 30 minutes long, and I'm trying not to get these to be too long. You'll notice some of my videos, I've been working on making them a little bit shorter only because it's easier for me to process, and I feel like it gets in the feed better. I don't know if it's shorter. I don't know though, because I've been watching some videos that are really long and people will sit there and watch it, and I watch it. I watched a video of a man digging up bottles out of the dirt and hunting for rocks. I've watched those kind of videos and puzzling videos. So I guess it just depends on the person, you know, what you want to watch. So I like to have a variety of long and short videos. So that's coming up. And also coming up, if you didn't see my other video this past Wednesday, I'll be doing the sewing tutorials on Wednesday for different things. I'm looking forward to that. Because doing these tutorials actually helps me because I can use up some of the stuff I'm doing when I do the tutorials. And I still haven't got back to my blog to post. So maybe I'll get to that before the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to let y'all go. So I hope y'all have a wonderful week coming up. And y'all remember to have a life lived creatively. And I'll see you in the next video.